Hey folks, and welcome to part 9 of Spark the Electric Gesture. And this part right here, this whole part is just gonna suck. This stage right here is just chock full of unnecessary enemies. It's just, out of all the stages in this game, this one has to be the worst stage in this game, folks. This stage right here, I told you folks a couple of parts back that I was going to be complaining about one stage, and this is that stage. This stage right here has just got way too many enemies coming at you. If you wonder why the part's so long, this is partially why this stage right here drove me insane. It took me multiple tries to beat the stage because, number one, I was messing up too bad, because I didn't know the interior of the stage because I only made it so far before the crash. And number two, it was just, the unexpectedness and the bombardment of enemies was just enough to drive me insane, folks. Like, this stage, oh man, I'm just getting slightly pissed off just thinking about it now, but we're going to finish this playthrough off, folks. After this part, we're going to have 2 more parts left, and then we are done with Spark. It's going to be quite some time before I go to the second game, but I'll eventually get to it. So anyway, folks, how are you doing? I'm doing just fine. If you're wondering what happened to the hiatus of pretty much this channel, I'm going to explain briefly, like I did in the River City Girls playthrough, is that I was just going through some stuff. I lost motivation in this channel yet again, but thanks to some support from some friends, I pretty much just kind of whiffed through my mini depression state and decided, you know what, I'm just gonna do this channel. If it fails, it fails. If it succeeds, it succeeds. I'm just gonna see how well it does, you know, in the upcoming years. Also, I decided to just do one playthrough at a time. So after I finish with this in River City Girls, that's it. I'm just gonna go back to one playthrough and focus on that playthrough because, you know, I tried something, I really couldn't handle it, and now I'm just going to, maybe you folks will get more consistent uploads with that playthrough. Well, I'm just going to focus on one at a time, and that'll pretty much, you know, you know, it'll possibly bring out more playthroughs. I don't know, I have to see, but I'm just going to focus on doing one at a time. But this game do has some trivia, so I'm going to go ahead and get into it. If I can even pronounce this right, the Megaraph fleet is the penultimate stage in the game, being the 15th level in both Spark and Fart's story and Spark the Electric Gesture, following Sunflower Forest and preceding Megaraph Fortress, which we will be getting into, and that's gonna suck as well. Yeah, let's see. The ships in both Spark and Farts can go. Wait, let me start it over. The ships both Spark and Fart go to can be seen in the background while they're in the preceding ships. The ships can be seen destroyed if one waits long enough through Lake Finpair. I don't know. Feels like he had semi-disabled this feature and increasing health values on the ship especially. They must be talking about the creator. But yeah, that's all the trivia that this game here has to offer as far as this stage goes. And I told you folks, how you been enjoying the trivia? In this part, this part brought back Metroid flashbacks. Even though I haven't really played Metroid as much, the countdown sequence sucks, folks. So basically, you have to get out of this area before this ship blows up. And it gives you ample enough time, but still, it's just that added unnecessary stress of getting through this level. Anyway, this music right here that's playing in the background is godly. I absolutely love this track. I don't know why, it just sounds, it's just the tension of knowing that, hey, you're at the home stretch. You're about to finish up this, so let's make it as epic as possible. And oh yeah, that transformation or that self-destruct sequence, that isn't the last we're gonna see of that, folks. Unfortunately, I wish it was, but it's not. But I remember this part right here, the missiles blowing up, these things right here, the yellow things blowing up. This gave me so much of an issue just trying to you know, get through it. It drove me crazy trying to you know, because they blow up after a certain amount of time, so that additional stress that you thought you already had just piles on with it, with these yellow missiles going off, and it's really annoying. But once you get past it, that's pretty much the end of it. But it's just the fact that they're set on a limit to blow up, and it's hella annoying, especially when you're trying to get through this game, you know, and the final stretches that it presents. So I have to be quick. If I'm not quick, then those things are pretty much going to go off in my face, and then adding these idiots right here don't make it any better. But you know what? That's the tension of going through the final processes of trying to beat a game, especially a game inspired by Sonic. You know, wouldn't expect, well, you would, but at the same time wouldn't. But anyway, it's just all that tension and stuff. See right there, these explosions was just driving me crazy because they set this thing at the worst possible. I think the worst possible place that they could set those explosions at is just right there where you're gonna get bombarded by it. But once you get past this part, and that was especially frustrating, just falling all the way to the bottom for nothing. But once you get past it and you hit that sweet save spot, then you know everything's gonna be okay after that, kind of. But that section right there was definitely a pain. I would advise you folks, if you make it this far, to take your time. If you take your time, you're gonna do a way better part than I did. What I was doing is basically just trying to rush through it, and what you're seeing is like the 10th attempt. With the magic power of editing, I was able to edit out, because you folks don't really need to see all my fails. If you did, this part, well, this playthrough will be extended by 20 extra parts, just because of all the stuff, the unnecessary stuff I cut out. I think that's every YouTuber's thing, you know, they try to cut out unnecessary stuff just to make it easier for the viewer to see, and more of these bomb things don't make anything much better. But anyway, they're all over the place, folks, so just expect to see them more and more. But as I stated before, if you take your time, you can always hit them before they go off. Just be careful when you're doing that, because when you hit them and they go off, they're going to explode. So if you're in the vicinity of that, just make sure that you're doing alright. And I'm trying to get rid of this thing because I don't want it in the way when I'm doing whatever I need to do, you know. But this part right here also caused me some trouble, because I couldn't just simply go through that thing. It has the X's on there. So what I was trying to do is just to make sure that it was pretty much safe, which it wasn't. But you know, everything, I don't even know what I was gonna say. I just kind of blacked out for a second. But yeah, there's more explosions, so I'm doing okay as far as health. My health seems to be at normal. But yeah, this part right here, I don't know how long I spent. I know it was more than an hour, because I was just getting ticked off. I know I did this multiple times, but you know what, I wasn't in the mood to give up, because I know if I was to start over, I would have to start from the beginning of this, and I just wasn't with that. So it may be frustrating at first, or maybe you're some sort of platforming god and did this on your first try. If you did, kudos to you, man, and I hate you with all my heart. Anyway, yeah, just if you did, just kudos, man. That's pretty impressive if you did this your first try. You know, with no mistakes, you know, you are a platforming god if you were able to do this within your first shot. Me, oh man, like I said, this is like my 10th try just doing this, and you're not even seeing half the mistakes I did. But this boss right here is, this boss, I didn't find it as hard as the rest of the stage was. Rather you believe that or not. Some people, I was reading earlier that, in the chat, because I was looking at the, OST, some people actually like this stage, and because it tests everything that you learn from, you know, within the game. I said that's all fine and dandy, that's their opinion, but in my opinion, this stage can just drown. it is not fun, and you can see right here I'm just cheesing this guy, and I thought for the second that he was giving me the finger, but he really wasn't. But I just completely just cheesed that fight right there. I didn't care, long as that guy was out of the way and let me do what I gotta do. So now we got 2 minutes to get it out of this area. So at least they're giving you more time than what they did before. So just keep cool, keep you calm, listen to the intense music that's going on in the background, and you'll eventually make your way out. As long as you don't panic as much, I don't really see you failing this, you know. If the only way I can see you really failing this is that you make too many mistakes and you don't have a clear path of where to go. So if you keep a cool head, I think you'll have enough time to make it out of the area that you need to make it out of. So don't make mistakes and you'll be fine. But as far as like but yeah, when I was reading in the comments, yeah, some people actually like this stage. Yeah, so I'm not gonna repeat what I just said, but if you can breeze through this stage, more power to you. As for me, I'd rather not come back to this stage, but you know, I probably might have to if I plan on revisiting this for the other side of the story. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see what the future holds. Right now, I got other stuff on the back burner to be concerned about doing another Spark playthrough, but through a different perspective. So we'll see what the future holds for that. If I have absolutely nothing to do on my plate, then I may come back and revisit this, but don't expect me to revisit this anytime soon, folks. And right here, we're still, we're in 15C, so we're not even freaking done with this level yet. We still got plenty more to go. As you can see, I am just cheesing through all that because I did not want to deal with any of that at all. That was mostly just almost kind of like mini boss territory there. And then we got this douchebag to deal with. It's just complete chaos in the background. You can see that it's complete chaos because stuff's exploding in the background. So just be careful, folks. That's all. I can't stress that long enough. If you do that, then getting through this stage really won't be a problem. And I've been using the cool power up, which really been helping me, you know, avoid most of the obstacles that were in the way. So thankful for that power up. The cool power up's been really the MVP for me so far, helping me avoid most of the unnecessary stuff. See all those enemies down there trying to come for my head. But yeah, I say the cool power ups has really been helping me out a lot. And I don't think without it, this game would have been probably a lot more stressful, but I'm just thankful that they actually added such a cool power-up to this. Is it gonna be in the sequel? Man, I hope so. It'll be really cool to see this power-up make a return. As I stated before, I don't know anything about Spark 2. I've seen like little snapshots of it or whatever, but you know, we'll dive more into that when we eventually get into it, which, you know, it's not going to be anytime soon, like I stated before. At this point, I'm just kind of burnt out of Spark, even though it's been a while since I played it. I'm just trying to get to the other stuff at the moment. I got stuff all the way, I got too much stuff in the, on the back burner. So when I get rid of those stuff on the back burner, maybe we'll come and revisit this and then go to Spark 2, or we'll probably just go to Spark 2 altogether, since that would be probably the better idea to do that. But as I stated before, you can see stuff in the background just going crazy. It looks like there's a Earth in the background from what I'm seeing, and it looks like it's just Earth and the spaceships all around. This just stage is just bananas, as I stated before. And this is one of the stages, as I also stated before, that I spent the most time in because of the difficulty spike. Well, I like to think it was the difficulty spike. Other people think that this stage is just the bee's knees, and more power to them, like I stated before. But you know what? Everybody has their own opinion. They're entitled to it. No person is exactly right. That's why we have opinions. You know, we're not mindless sheep. If we were, though, I think the world would be a little less, well, it'd be a little less violent, but also be more boring. So, Anyway, I hope you folks are enjoying yourself despite of the situation that we're going through. I know it's a little crazy in the world today, but you know that kind of comes with, oh, this part right here. Just watch out, because it's the Omega Beam of Death. If you're not careful, I think it knocks off at least 2 or 3 health bars. So they got plenty of these spaces right here, so you can hide from getting, you know, evaporated to death. And what you're not seeing so far is that I actually didn't have time to make it out of the Omega Beam of Death, and I ended up getting, I ended up paying for it. I pretty much, my character got obliterated. It was kind of a, yeah, it was a bit depressing seeing that, but you know, you just got to be with the time, and that's all. But anyway, I lost my cool power up, which kind of sucks. That power up was really carrying me throughout the game, and I'm trying to make this guy well, I was trying to make him evaporate in that Omega Beam of Death, but he ended up kind of jumping in there on his own. So you know what, the enemies aren't too smart in this game, but that's why they're called enemies. But yeah, just be careful through this section, because these guys right here can really mess you up. And if you can, just try to see if you can hit them into the beam. I don't know if that's possible or not. You might be able to do it with the right timing. Oh, speaking of, I want to see what the freaking speed run of this game is. It gotta be, I'm gonna go on speedrun.com just to see what the fastest time somebody completed this game in. It gotta be 40 minutes or something. It can't be anything less than that. But I'm about to find out right now if that's a possibility. So the speed running record for this game is 1 hour and 28 minutes. That's impressive. Considering the fact that it took me way longer to beat this game. That's, mind you, I was doing it in increments, so I wasn't really doing the whole thing through. I think if I would have did the whole thing through, it probably would have been like 2 to 3 hours or something like that. There's no way I'm beating this game in 1 hour and 28 minutes. So, like I said before, that's impressive, whoever did that. So, I didn't catch the name, I just saw the time. But anyway, yeah, we still have more of this stage to go. This stage is freaking long. And it's called the Fleet. So, you know, figure, I couldn't make a joke out of that. I just realized what I said. But, what I was gonna say, yeah, it's a fleet, so, you know, it's a fleet is a group of ships, in case you guys didn't know that, but I'm pretty sure you already knew that. But anyway, yeah, it's just, to me, it's like a gauntlet, really. I mean, you're just throwing enemies after enemies. After this, folks, I believe it gets a little better, if my memory serves me right, considering that the next part is gonna be way shorter than this. So we get above the nitty gritty. We have this part and then one more part afterwards, and then we're done with Spark, and then we can move on. I'll give my opinions of this game like I usually do towards the end of the playthrough, so you guys can know my exact thoughts. This part right here, oh jeez, this part right here was annoying to say the least, because you have that beam of death shooting downwards, so you have to make a vertical climb upwards. Yeah, see that beam of death? Yeah, this part is annoying. I don't know how many times exactly I died on this part, but it was quite a number of times, because I was getting frustrated because of the moving platforms would mess me up, and if that wasn't messing me up, my anticipation of this beam of death would mess me up. So yeah, and then we got that enemy right there being a jack off. I don't know where that enemy came from. So it's just, oh man, it's just, timing is key when it comes to this thing. If you don't have the timing down, then you're not gonna be able to do anything as far as, you know, when it comes to this. But if you get your timing right, you'll be able to master this vertical climb of death. I'm calling it that. But anyway, folks, as I stated before, I hope you folks are doing well during this time that we're going through. I know most people are stressed out. As I stated before, my mental capacity was at its maximum. I've actually thought about, you know, shutting this channel down because I wasn't feeling it anymore. And, you know, it's just that that uncertainty. But you know, it's good to have friends, folks, because they give you. See, I got nervous there. It's good to have friends, folks, because they give you the encouragement. Even if you have one or two people telling you, you know, don't do it. You know, you're doing good. You're doing great. You're inspiring us. If you have just one or two friends that's telling you that, then I believe that's the motive to get you to keep going, or at least it was the motive for me to keep pushing this. Even though I don't have as many videos as the, you know, YouTubers that have been doing this for 10 plus years, give me the opportunity, and I'll probably catch up as long as I don't go on that hiatus again, or a long hiatus like that was. I mean, if I can prevent, yes, that's what I was waiting on, that justice beam. If I can prevent myself from going on hiatus, then, you know, that's more power to me and more videos for you folks. So if I can't help it, then, you know, it is what it is. Time's gonna go on. Yeah, but this part right here was really a stretch for me, and those, oh man, those creatures got annihilated. But anyway, yeah, just attack the beam from the side like you did the previous one, and you'll be okay. Just take your time here, like I'm pretty much doing. I'm getting impatient to see if I can charge up the beam in order to whittle this thing down first, like I did the other one. But you know, I don't want to risk getting shot by the beams of death in this platformer here. This platform ain't making it any easier, so, you know, if I take my time and, you know, hit it down in one shot, then that'd be good enough. Pretty much like that. If I do it another time, then that'll get rid of the machine, but I just needed to tap it, give that little love tap one time, and then that's all good. But, yeah, that was quite the thing. Just going through it, and we're getting towards the little end of... we're getting towards the tail end of this ship of death here, as I call it, because basically that's what it is, and we'll be fighting a boss here, I believe, in just a few. So that's just the icing on this wonderful cake. Really, not really, but yeah, like I said before, it was long and tedious for me. As you can tell by this part, it was nothing but this stage mostly. So, yeah, I could have broken it down into, you know, another part, but I didn't want to make the playthrough any more, I didn't want to make it any longer than what it had to be. So, anyway, we're about to have an epic battle with Fark here. He's really not saying much at the moment. But nonetheless, this battle wasn't really, well, it was kind of complicated, because I didn't know what to do, but once I got the hang of it, then, you know, this battle was kind of a breeze. But, yeah, his little exchange against these two is kind of weird. It's not weird, but it's just, yeah, well, yeah, it's kind of weird to me, but, yeah, look at him, he's all over the place, he's fast, too, so, yeah. Good. All I gotta say is good luck in this battle, because I didn't even know what the heck I was doing or trying to do. This guy was just way too quick, and you see he's running all over the place. You can hit him though, but just be patient, and eventually you'll be able to win this battle. Yeah, this is just one of his phases that you fight him on, but as you move on, you'll be able to go through obviously more phases. And I'm just babbling at the moment, because I really don't have much to say, as we're getting closer to the end game here. I'm going to be finding myself talking a little more or less about the actual game. I think I've been doing that during the whole freaking playthrough. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, as long as you can find something interesting to talk about, then that's all that really matters. But if you can't find anything to talk about in the playthrough, then you're going to find yourself babbling a lot like I do most of the time. So, I mean, I try to, but, you know, I don't know if you guys are interested or whatnot. But, yeah, I got my cool power up back, and I'm just using it to kind of cheese this guy, because I don't really know, you know, staying on the ground is not safe for me at the moment fighting this guy, because I don't know what he's going to do. So I'm just using the cool power to hover until I'm able to find pretty much a vantage point to hit this guy in. Because, as I stated before, this guy, he hits like he hurts. So just be careful and you'll be able to win this little skirmish between him. Sometimes during this battle I wish Steam had its save states on it. I don't know if you can find a program that activates save states within Steam. That'd be actually kind of incredible if there's a program out there, but knowing the internet, it probably is. But yeah, just pretty much be careful. I'm being extremely careful because I only got one hit bar left, so if I take a hit from this guy, I have to restart the battle. And there's plenty of times where I restarted the battle with this guy. It looks like it's the first take that I'm doing with this guy, but it's really not. It's like the fourth or fifth time fighting this guy because I really didn't know what to do. But it took me a second to realize that this guy's blowing up, so I can stop spinning at the moment now like an idiot. But I was just being cautious because yeah, he looks so defeated. Kind of feel bad for him, but anyway, yeah, that's pretty much gonna do it for the FARC battle. It was short, but you know, it was pretty much bittersweet. But anyway, yeah, we're going to move on to the next part. The next part's going to be shorter, so when we get to it, we'll get to it, and I'll talk a little bit more about that. But anyway, folks, that's going to do it for this part. You folks have a great day. Take care of yourselves out there. You know, be careful, all that jazz. And I'll see you on the next part of Spark the Electric Jester. Take care.